All hopes were completely crushed because Avengers Doomsday is getting delayed, and so is Secret Wars. The movies have shifted a few months, but a delay is still a delay. They were originally set to release in May. Now Doomsday will release on December 18th, 2026, and Secret Wars on December 17th, 2027. Doomsday is now set to clash with Dune Messiah. If neither film shifts, they'll release on the same day. This also means that the next Marvel movie after Fantastic Four might be Spider-Man Brand New Day, if it doesn't get delayed. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, I had a thought racing through my mind about Dr. Doom's character, so I figured it's a good time to talk about it. What you're about to hear I've already said before, just in a different way. I know we haven't yet covered Dr. Doom's comic origin on this channel, but we will when the time is right. For now, it's better to discuss how Dr. Doom might be introduced into the MCU before the Fantastic Four movie. What will his backstory be? Will he be connected to Kang? So far, the MCU hasn't told us anything about Dr. Doom, leaving very little time to properly introduce him. Thanos, for example, was given a proper setup way before Infinity War. Even if his full arc came later, we knew about the Infinity Stones and his role in the bigger picture. But things are very different with Dr. Doom. There are multiple possibilities, and before diving into them, you need to know his comic origin. Dr. Doom comes from Latveria, a fictional Eastern European country in the Marvel Universe. It's very closely connected to Sokovia, so maybe the events in Sokovia during Age of Ultron indirectly led to Dr. Doom's creation. Now that wouldn't make sense in the Fantastic Four's universe, because if only those four heroes exist, then Ultron wouldn't have existed. So Sokovia and that whole disaster might not have even happened there, which means Dr. Doom might belong to another universe. What if he was created because of Ultron in his universe? He lost everything, watched his version of the Avengers time travel, and tried to create similar tech? Because we all know Dr. Doom is a genius. Victor Von Doom could have invented time travel tech to try and change his past, but no matter how many times he tried, he couldn't change the outcome. Every time he stopped Ultron, some other threat destroyed his kingdom. This constant failure broke him, so he gave up on saving his world and traveled to other universes to reclaim the life he lost. But for some reason, things never went well. The longer he stayed in other universes, the more he triggered incursions. He traveled across multiverses, trying to reclaim his life, and that caused incursions. So he decided to go deeper and find out the real cause behind all this destruction. And that's when he discovered the Council of Kangs. He reached the Citadel and saw that the Council of Kangs were nothing but wild, pathetic animals, screaming like beasts, happy to destroy everything. Seeing this made him furious at first, then disgusted. He realized fragile lives like his and others were in the hands of maniacs who didn't even know what to do. But Doom didn't lose patience. He waited for the right moment, the right power, and kept traveling to different worlds, absorbing more power, growing stronger, and finally, he destroyed the Council of Kangs. Maybe he used the same time-slipping or time loop technique Loki used to make himself stronger and learn more multiverse secrets. And then, he destroyed the Council and everyone above them. Then he does what Doom always does, unleashes Doomsday. If they go with the Sokovia connection, it could mean Latveria and Sokovia were linked in his universe. That would explain why Doom witnessed so much destruction. And maybe Wanda could play a role in this too. Sokovia's destruction led to Doom's creation. He time-traveled and met Wanda. Their shared pain from Sokovia's fall brought them together. That love story? It's possible. Recently, RDJ posted a photo related to Dr. Doom. It doesn't reveal much, but here's what I noticed. First, Dr. Doom looks super muscular. Yeah, I know it's a muscle suit, but that still suggests we'll see a jacked version of Doom, which I'm totally excited for. Also, if you look at RDJ's outfit, it's breathable, meant to be worn under a suit, like a superhero or supervillain costume. Plus, there are tiny dots on his face, likely for motion capture. At first, I thought they were de-aging him or showing Doom's backstory, which I think they will, but not in that scene. Those dots are probably for either rendering his mask entirely through CGI or for showing his facial scars. If you didn't know, Doom has horrific scars on his face, which is why he wears a mask. In some origins, the scars came because of the mask, but we'll talk about that later. I think they'll use VFX to show his scars, and if it's connected to the Fantastic Four, it's not a stretch. I still believe the trailer didn't show us the third act, and maybe Doom will feature in that. Maybe he was actually trying to help the Fantastic Four defeat Galactus and got injured in the process, which left him scarred. And if they want to take it up a level, they could show that because of an attack involving Silver Surfer, Doom was exposed to cosmic radiation, forcing him to design an armor that could contain his immense power. It makes sense. Why else would you show Doom's armor other than it looking cool? There should be a purpose. Maybe his armor helps him absorb powers from people he kills and store them safely in his body. Pure containment. And just imagine Doom traveling across the multiverse, killing powerful beings, absorbing their powers, and nobody knows. Just one name spreads across realities. A legend forms, a myth, a name people whisper. Rabu Malal. In the Secret Wars comics, Rabu Malal was a mysterious entity said to be the origin of the multiverse collapse. But later, it's revealed that Rabu Malal was none other than Dr. Doom himself. himself. Yes, Doom became so powerful, so godlike, that people forgot he was ever a man. He reshaped realities, formed Battleworld from fragments of destroyed universes, and ruled over all of it like a deity. Heroes, villains, civilizations, everyone bowed to him. And what if Marvel is slowly setting this up? What if Doom is already traveling across timelines, killing variants of Kang, learning their secrets, and preparing for one final blow? The reason we don't hear much about him yet is because he's operating in the shadows. But when Avengers Doomsday arrives, the truth will be revealed. The greatest threat to the multiverse isn't Kang, it's Doom.